Test 1, 2.
Hello, everyone. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. If everyone could please find their seats. Thank you so much. everyone could please find their seats, that'd be very much appreciated. Thank you. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us in Homecoming Weekend celebration. My name is Suresh, and as president of Engineering Student Council, it is my honor and privilege to have you all at and to welcome you all at the 58th Annual Engineers Breakfast. Today, we celebrate the accomplishments and strengths of our engineering alumni, faculty, and students. To our alumni, welcome back to Arizona, welcome back to your university. Homecoming is always a very special time, a time of great excitement and pride. We all have special moments and images tied to the University of Arizona. These images get reinforced when we have the opportunity to come and return to campus. The magnificent fall football season, the excitement of the students, sounds of the band, and our eager anticipation of an Arizona victory. The term homecoming represents something very important to the University of Arizona. In a very real sense, we do become the home for our students during this period of time in their lives, just as much as we do for our students, for our faculty, and our staff. The university remains home to our alumni. It provides us with an anchor, a tie to values and understanding that guide us all throughout our lives. I assure you that you mean just as much to this university as it does to you. This university achieves greatness through its people, through their actions, through their talents and their abilities, their involvement and their commitment. It is also important to recognize that this community here is comprised more than just of students and faculty and staff. It extends to our alumni, our friends, and also extends backwards in time to those who founded and grew to the college to where it is today. This community also extends to the families who have already associated themselves with the university and are raising the future Wildcat faculty and students. Our alumni play the key role in passing the torch from one generation to the next, the Wildcat tradition, the tradition of excellence, passion, and curiosity to engineer the future and design solutions to the world's grand challenges. I am absolutely convinced that the University of Arizona faces a period of truly extraordinary opportunity, responsibility, and challenge in the years ahead. A time that will demand an even more greater involvement from our current alumni and soon-to-be alumni. I would like to add one more word to characterize the university's future: excitement. You can feel the growing excitement that permeates the campus today. I believe that Arizona is going to be an even more exciting place in the years to come. After all, the university has been recognized amongst the top 50 public universities in US News and World Best College ranking. And we are committed to strengthening our leadership in education, research, and service. Of course, the key to accomplishing this will be your continued interest, involvement, and commitment, and support. With your commitment and guidance, University of Arizona College of Engineering graduates are better equipped for the future and ready to impact the world. On behalf of our college's students, faculty, and administration, thank you for establishing and maintaining a reputation of excellence. Once again, welcome back to the University of Arizona. Please join me now in welcoming the Craig M. Berg, Dean of the College of Engineering, David Hahn.
Thank you, Suresh. It's wonderful to be here this morning to kick off the homecoming weekend live and in person. And I must say that when I look out We're almost to the back of the room, approaching standing room, and it's fantastic to see everybody here today. I just want to start with a warm welcome to our alumni and friends, the reason that we're here for this homecoming event, and we're grateful that you're here. We're grateful for all you do for this college. I want to thank our faculty and staff, the teams that really help us fulfill our missions of research and teaching and service, and it's great for all that they do, so welcome. And finally, I want to welcome our students and our volunteers. You know, as a university, that is what we do, is teach, and our students are why we're all here, and so it's wonderful to have them. So, with that said, we have a great program today, live and in person, but we're also learned a little bit from COVID that we can do things hybrid. So, cameras over there, and we're live streaming this event. And Lisa Fahey is manning the chat line, so I hope that those that couldn't be here in person can join us. Thank you. Next slide, Leo. So, you know, I want to sort of give a big thank you to the leadership of this university, President Robbins, Provost Folks, a tenured engineering faculty member, for guiding us through what's been a very difficult time. Many of the alums that are out in the working world, are retired, know what it means to run we're a $2 billion enterprise, and to have moved and navigated through this in a business. We're not a business, we're an educational institution, but there's also a business enterprise around that, and that involves having our students here. That's why they come to the University of Arizona, for hands-on learning. And to be disrupted in that, yet we've navigated, we've persevered, our faculty, our staff have stepped up, our students have adapted, engineers adapt. And that's what we did. So I really am glad that we are moving forward with our educational mission of training engineers for the future. And it's glad to get through this period of time, and it's nice to be here to celebrate that. Let me give some updates. Leo, you can move forward. So we have our newest degree program. This will be our 16th undergraduate degree that we offer in software engineering. I don't have to talk to this group to explain the importance of software engineering. It's a constant demand that I hear from companies when they're looking to recruit, because as you know, we've become a digital world, and software systems have become increasingly complex. So we hope to train that next generation of software engineers and send them into the workforce. We're really excited about that. Okay, Leo? We also launched a new school, the School of Mining and Mineral Resources. That new school is a collaborative effort between the College of Engineering and the College of Science. And the goal of that school is to bridge together technologies, research, education to support the overall mining economy of the nation. As we move forward with electric vehicles and new economy initiatives, fourth industrial revolution, everything is dependent on a stream of raw materials. And so we hope with the new school that the University of Arizona can be a world's leader in providing a constant, safe, secure, sustainable supply of minerals and raw materials. I note that Arizona, the state, provides 75% of the nation's copper, and it speaks to the importance of mining to this nation and this state's economy. So we're really excited with that new school. Next, Leo. You know, I've talked a lot about the growth of this college, and I really spent the better part of the last 2 years building that vision and the case for why to invest in engineering to the senior leadership. And President Robbins and Provost Folks are 100% committed to our growth. And then we took that message to Phoenix, to the state legislature. The state invested $36 million in the University of Arizona through what we call the New Economy Initiative. It's about driving a high-tech economy in this state, good jobs. And I'm really proud to say that of those $36 million that we attained this year, 1/3 of those dollars went to this college to invest in the future, to increase our student body, our faculty, our research enterprise, our teaching enterprise. So, you know, that success has been huge, and Senators Boyer and Gowan and Leach were instrumental in supporting this college and carrying that message forward. So I'm really grateful that the university leadership and the state government leadership see this college as a college on the rise, and we're really excited about that. Next slide. So finally, I just want to say a word about some of our diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts. I'm pleased that we launched 2 efforts this year. We launched the new Reclaire Cordes Canal Excellence Inclusion Fund. Many of you in this room have actually donated to that. It's just kicked off, and that will really to enhance our efforts to grow the college to serve all sectors of society. And on top of that, we launched our new Engaged program, Engineering Access, Greater Equity, and Diversity program, again, to expand the footprint of this college, to have the student body of the College of Engineering reflect the society at large. And we're really excited about both of those efforts. And I know, again, in this room, many of you have already helped us launch those off. So I'm really excited about where we're going. Finally, I want to talk about people. So we have just brought in the largest group of new faculty and staff, I think, in the history of our college. Here's 12 of our new faculty members, an outstanding group. I think with one exception, every single person that was our top candidate, we were able to get them to come to the University of Arizona and join this college. And that's really exciting. It says that people see this as the place to be and come and build something special. So I'm really proud of the efforts of all of my colleagues to recruit talent into this college. It's all people, and we're really excited about that. Leah? And finally, I'll just end. The newest graduate rankings from U.S. News World Reports brought us up to 52 from 55 a few years ago. We're moving in the right direction. You know, we really want to make this a top 50 program, then a top 25 program, and keep going. So we're really excited about that. You know, I always, with college rankings, if you do the right thing and build the right fundamentals, the rankings will follow, and I hope over the coming years that is the case. But we're really excited about where we're going on this college. So thank you. Okay. So now let's continue for the really reason that we're here today, which is to recognize our alumni. For more than 75 years, the University of Arizona Alumni Association and the College of Engineering have presented accomplished alumni and friends with a variety of awards, honoring outstanding achievement and exemplary service to this university, to community, to the state and nation. We are pleased to honor each of you for your professional achievements and exemplary service. This year, I'm also going to have my department heads from the receiving home units of our recipients come up and join us to help celebrate the success, because they are equally proud of their alumni from the various departments of this college. So let's get started. It's my pleasure to start with the recognition of Maya Garcia as our 2021 Outstanding Young Alumni Volunteer Award. Maya Garcia graduated from the University of Arizona in 2014 with a BS in Aerospace Engineering. After graduating, she began working at Honeywell Aerospace and has touched flight controls, engine controls, and currently works in flight management systems as a senior advanced systems engineer. Outside of her engineering role, Maya is the program manager for the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers recruiting team at Honeywell, helping to ensure that Honeywell hires top talent. As a university aerospace engineering student, Maya led tours of the AME building for prospective students and their families, and led outreach activities for the College of Engineering. Since graduating, she has continued to be an ambassador for the university and a mentor and a resource for engineering students, especially members of SHIP. During her senior year, Maya attended the SHIP National Convention. She found the experience to be so life-changing that she was determined to help other students attend. And after graduating, early in her career, she began grassroots fundraising for the SHIP Alumni Scholarship to provide travel stipends for students. In just 6 years, Maya's helped raise over $25,000 and sent 80 students to the convention. And I believe that she is just getting started. Maya's support of SHIP and her impressive career to date with Honeywell have already earned recognition, including the SHIP Star Professional Role Model Award and designation as a Latina of Influence. The Outstanding Young Alumni Volunteer Award is given to alumni who have demonstrated continued interest and loyalty to the University of Arizona for a minimum of 2 years and have been out of school for less than 10. For her dedication to the college and her commitment to continuing Latinx students in STEM, and the Arizona Alumni Association and the College of Engineering are pleased to honor Maya Garcia for this award. I can't think of anyone more deserving. Please come up, Maya. Oh, I'm supposed to. First time we did this, it was my idea and I forgot. Karen, thank you for joining us. Oh, we're getting here as well. Thank you. Mary, thank you for joining us. My idea, congratulations. We're really proud of you. It's now my pleasure to introduce Marco De Filippo as our 2021 recipient of the Young Alumni Professional Achievement Award. Marco De Filippo currently serves as the president of Ero Copper Corporation, a Brazil-focused copper and gold mining company dual listed on the New York Stock and Toronto Stock Exchanges. Marco joined Ero Copper in early 2017 and had previously been responsible for all corporate development and investor relations initiatives, including having supported the company through its initial public offering. Prior to joining Ero Copper, Marco held various technical and corporate finance and mining-focused private equity roles, and over the years has advised mining companies and private equity firms on mergers, acquisitions, disventures, and debt restructuring. He holds a Bachelor of Science in Geological Engineering from the University of Arizona, along with a Master of Science in Metallurgical Engineering from the Colorado School of Mines. In addition to his contributions to the field through his corporate leadership, Marco holds a patent for a process to recycle cadmium telluride modules and manufacturing scrap. Cadmium telluride is a compound used in photovoltaic solar cells, so his innovation supports the green economy and our nation's efforts towards sustainable manufacturing. The Young Professional Achievement Award recognized alumni aged 40 and under who have attained prominence in their field. Just 10 years into his career, Marco De Filippo is already an international leader in the mining industry, providing that copper that we need to fuel the green economy, ensuring a sustainable supply. The Arizona Alumni Association and the College of Engineering are pleased to honor him with this award. Marco, please join us on the stage. And Mo Mamayas, Department Head of Mining and Geological Engineering, come on up as well. It is now my distinct pleasure to recognize Carol Hague, 2021 recipient of the Alumni Professional Achievement Award. Carol Hague graduated from the University of Arizona in 1988 with a bachelor's degree in mining engineering. As she acknowledges, she struggled to find her path as a student, but intervention by a faculty member at just the right moment set her on a path to a career which she could reach her full potential. In more than 3 decades, Carol has excelled in her field, emerging as a leader in heavy civil engineering and construction. She now serves as Vice President and Deputy Program Manager for WSP USA, a global engineering firm. Carol is overseeing the planning, design, and construction of major projects, including transit systems, skyscrapers, highways, and tunnels all over the world. She uses her engineering background to provide technical expertise in areas as diverse as flood control, environmental impact analysis and mitigation, land development, public works, and transportation policy. Throughout her career, Carol has remained connected to the University of Arizona and to the College of Engineering. She and her husband, Ted, support the college on a variety of boards and councils, including the Department of Mining and Geological Engineering Industry Partner Board, and she serves on the Dean's Advisory Board. Personally, it has been an absolute pleasure to work closely with Carol. Thank you for all that you do. The Professional Achievement Award is given to a person who has attained prominence in his or her field for her outstanding career and her unwavering dedication to the university and the college. The Arizona Alumni Association and the College of Engineering are pleased to honor Carol Hague with this award. Carol, please come to the stage. Mo, come back up. Mining and geological engineering are representing today. We're proud of our alumni. We now turn to our final honoree, Dr. Tom Peterson, recipient of the 2021 College of Engineering Alumnus of the Year Award, our highest recognition. Yesterday in this same room, same stage, the University of Arizona wide celebrated our Alumni of the Year, and each college presented their candidate. It was an outstanding group of accomplished people, and I was really proud to have Tom representing our college. Thomas Peterson's Wildcat roots run deep. A native Tucsonian and Flowing Wells High School graduate, he earned a master's degree in chemical engineering from the University of Arizona in 1974. He returned to campus 3.5 years later to serve as a faculty member, department head, and ultimately dean of the College of Engineering, a role he held for 11 years. Recently retired, Tom says his retirement plans include reconnecting with the university and mentoring future Wildcats. I'm certainly looking forward to Tom being in the area. In addition to his time in Arizona, Tom spent 4 years leading the engineering directorate of the National Science Foundation, an agency that provides critical support for the nation's engineering research and drives the education and development of the engineering workforce. Under his leadership, the engineering directorate leveraged a $700 million annual budget to support fundamental and transformative research, build and strengthen interdisciplinary collaborations, and enhance the competitiveness of the United States companies and academic world. In 2012, Tom became provost and executive vice chancellor at University of California, Merced, working to expand and strengthen the university's financial and academic position. UC Merced is the fastest growing university in the nation. After 5.5 years as provost, Tom rejoined the faculty in his final years at UCM and served as department chair of both civil and environmental engineering and bioengineering departments. One department wasn't enough, Tom, was it? In recognition of his distinguished career, his leadership in engineering education, and his dedication to this university, the Arizona Alumni Association is honored to name Thomas Peterson the 2020-2021 Alumnus of the Year for the College of Engineering. I welcome Tom to join me, along with Kim Ogden, Department Head of Chemical and Environmental Engineering. Thank you, Kim. Many traveled far to see Tom today. He was surprised by a few of his students that he hasn't seen in quite a while. You know, as a faculty member, it's really our bond with our students is one that we prize the most. Tom wanted to say just a few words, and so I'm going to give him the mic.
Thank you, David, and I promise I'll keep this very short. First of all, David, congratulations on all that you've done already in this just a short time that you've been here for this college. It's we're really fortunate to have you as dean. I have to say that this event for me as dean was one of the highlights of my time here, and it's because it allowed us to congregate the faculty, staff, the alumni, our industry partners and friends in this room, and most importantly, our graduating students. And I just wanted to say to all of you here, my sincere thanks to all of you for how much you've enriched my career in being able to interact with all of you. I have lifelong friends, so many lifelong friends in this room as a consequence of our interactions, and I can't thank you enough.
Thank you, Tom, for that important perspective. It is really what it is all about. And congratulations. So it's now my distinct pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Susan Gray. Susan is President and Chief Executive Officer of Tucson Electric Power, Unisource Energy Services, and their parent company, UNS Energy Corporation, based in Tucson. I always talk about great societal challenges, and one is abundant and reliable energy. Susan, I'm glad you're on that one for us. Susan began her career as an engineering student intern in 1994 at TEP, established herself as a collaborative, inclusive leader who inspires a culture of safety, recognition, and transparency through a values-driven approach. Susan earned a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering and an MBA from the University of Arizona. She was named Vice President of Energy Delivery in 2015 and was promoted to Chief Operating Officer in 2019. She was named President in January 2020 and became CEO in January 2021. Susan leads the company's efforts to advance economic development in the communities we serve. She serves on the advisory boards of the Southern Arizona Leadership Council, Sun Corridor, and the University of Arizona's Eller College of Management, and the advisory board of the College of Engineering. She also serves on advisory boards for Edison Electric Institute and the Western Energy Institute. She also brings her industry experience and leadership acumen to the boards for Central Hudson Gas and Electric and Caribbean Utilities Company, two other utilities in the Fortis family. Committed to the community, Susan is a longtime member of the board of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Tucson, a leader that gives back in many ways. Susan, come to the stage to give your talk, and please join me in welcoming Susan Gray.
I think I'm about a foot shorter, so. Well, good morning. It's so great to be here. As a double Wildcat alum, it's just an honor to be able to kick off homecoming weekend with all of you here this morning. So please don't tell the great folks at Eller, but I am an engineer at heart, and I'm glad to say that I'm getting to celebrate this morning with the best college at the University of Arizona. So not only am I a Wildcat, but I married a Wildcat, and I'm raising two future Wildcats. My daughter is actually a sophomore here at the university, and hoping that my son joins the Wildcat family when he graduates from high school next year. So thanks for being here. My family's here. Really glad to have them. So I was promoted to president and CEO in January of this year. That's at Tucson Electric Power. And I'm proud to be in this position, having started as an intern and moved through my career to become now CEO. So I'm proud of the work that we do. And as Dean Hahn said, we provide an essential service. And it brings convenience, comfort, and connection to our community. Between TEP and our sister company, Unisource Energy Services, we serve about 600,000 gas and electric customers here in the state of Arizona. And I'm not just proud of the work we do, but I'm also proud of how we do it. We work intentionally to build a culture where every employee feels they can bring their best selves to work. But I never thought I'd end up in this position, and I really am grateful for my undergraduate degree in engineering to help prepare the way. So at a young age, I wanted to be a mechanic. And you'll see in this picture on the screen that I'm about 2 or 3 years old helping my dad fix something. And even though my father and my grandfather worked in the utility industry, I didn't plan to follow in their footsteps. I actually started at the university as a biology major. And I had the goal of becoming a doctor, but I felt that pull of the College of Engineering and made the switch after 2 years. I always loved math and problem solving, but I found that translating that to engineering was more challenging than I expected. One of my favorite electrical engineering professors, I hope he's here today, is Dr. Hal Tharp. He was encouraging and remained calm every time I came running into his office with my hair on fire. He was always willing to take as much time as I needed to work through whatever problem I was struggling with and remained very patient with me. He's still on staff today and is the associate department head, and I'm thinking he must have been about 20 when he taught that class for me. So I was fortunate to land an internship with TEP after 2 years in my program at Electrical and Computer Engineering. And I worked on the energy management system, which was in the process of transitioning to an Oracle-based system. So Dr. Tharp actually guided me through my capstone project. And that project was to develop a software program that would predict hourly energy usage within TEP service territory to be used by the real-time energy management system. And who knew that this internship would become my life's work and my longtime career? So I could spend all morning reminiscing about my time at the College of Engineering and how it's really laid the foundation for my success. But I'd like to spend the rest of our time sharing some lessons from a passion that grew out of another part of my U of A journey. I really made the decision to attend the University of Arizona on a recruiting trip my senior year in high school. I was in the first recruiting class by the legendary swim coach, Frank Bush, and I found there could be no better place in the US to swim than one of the sunniest places that we have. It's also great for solar energy, but I'll get back to that later. So being on the swim team was an amazing experience, and I made lifelong friends. And it also helped me learn to push my body to the limits. While I was a sprinter in those days, I've now embraced endurance sports in my 40s, and specifically triathlons. So I've had the opportunity to race in 3 half Ironmans, those are triathlons, in the past few years. And any endurance sport requires a certain level of dedication, planning, and of course mental fortitude. And a triathlon, specifically a half Ironman, kind of takes that to the next level. However, if I had to boil it down to just one thing, I would say, just don't stop. Don't stop moving. Don't stop trying. Don't stop learning. And don't stop challenging yourself. Just so we can all have an understanding of what a half Ironman is, the magic number is 70.3. So that's the total distance you have to travel to cover the full event. But that's just the race itself. Of course, as we know, as you prepare for any race or large project, there's all the work that leads up to that. So I found myself training 15 hours a week in the pool, on the bike, pounding the pavement every day of the week. And it took me about a year to prepare for that first race. So the thought of not bringing my best self to my race just wasn't an option, and it really motivated me to put the work in every day. Pre-pandemic, I traveled quite a bit for my work, and so I found myself training in every city that I visited. I would get up at 4 in the morning, whether I was on Pacific time, Eastern time, even Newfoundland time. And this is no different than how I show up to work and how I view our company's commitment to providing safe, reliable, affordable, and sustainable energy to our community. And as CEO, I feel the weight of that responsibility every day. So a triathlon, leadership, and ensuring reliable service, these are not walks in the park, right? They require constant work. And there are no cheat days when you're training for a triathlon. And there are no cheat days when you're operating a utility. Hard work and persistence are not innate abilities. These are things that I've practiced and really cultivated and honed over time. And I'm sure all of the engineering students in this room can attest that the College of Engineering was certainly part of honing those skills. So in training or during the race and also in business, it's important to set goals and to stay the course. You have to know where you're going and how you're going to get there. In an endurance race, the finish line sometimes can seem so far out of reach, right? So in a triathlon, you have to move through the different disciplines, and you may have some setbacks along the way, sometimes in your least dominant leg of the race. For me, that's the bike. But in an endurance race, when that finish line feels out of reach, you just need to keep pushing on. And this is no different than what I experience in my work life. There are components of my job that come very easy to me. I grew up in operations. All of those aspects are very, very natural for me. But some other things can push me beyond my comfort zone. So during a race and in how I approach business, instead of focusing on how far away that finish line is, I focus on shorter-term goals that will ultimately get me to the end. And our UNS vision is to be an exceptional energy provider that positively impacts the lives of our employees, customers, and community. That's a pretty tall order, and it's by design because it's aspirational, and we probably won't ever reach that actual finish line. So we've set some shorter-term goals, and one of those shorter-term goals is to help our community customers to achieve their sustainability goals. So a really great example of that is a partnership that we've been able to form with the University of Arizona, and I'm proud to share that the university set some sustainability goals, including wanting to provide all of their Scope 2 energy with renewable resources. And so we've been able to partner with them, and we've just announced this recently, to actually be that energy provider. We have a wind farm up in New Mexico and a solar plus battery project here in Tucson that is providing all of the Scope 2 energy for our campus. And this is part of Tucson Electric Power's greater plan to provide 70% of our energy through renewable resources by 2035, which is an 80% reduction in carbon emissions. This is also the first and largest utility university renewable energy partnership in North America, so we're very proud of that. Yeah, thank you. So whenever I feel like I just can't go on in a triathlon, I like to think about the hours of training that prepared me for that moment. And at work, I trust in my experience and my knowledge that I've developed in my 20+ years as I've moved through this journey from intern to CEO. But I haven't done this alone. I've been blessed to have some amazing people, some here today, that have really shaped me as a person and the leader that I want to be. Having a support team is critical to anyone's success. Your support team can be your friends and family, they can be your fellow racers, your equipment, even the scenery around you. For example, at a race I got to participate in Costa Rica, the run went through this neighborhood, so they'd closed all the streets. So the residents were like, well, then we'll just throw a party. So they had music blaring, they were hosing off runners as we ran by because it was extremely warm. And just that whole party atmosphere really helped my legs feel lighter and carried me to the finish line. So unlike triathlons, work is a team sport. And I've learned to lean on my mentors and to rely on my amazing, diverse team. So just to share some of those important people in my life, my parents were very encouraging, and they lived by the motto that it was better to try and fail than to not try at all. I also had some great coaches who pushed me to my full potential in swimming, and I think that really translated well to pursuing excellence at work. I mentioned Dr. Tharp. I had some really great professors here at the university, and they helped me to think like an engineer and to look at complex obstacles as challenges that could be solved through creativity and hard work. So leaders throughout my career also have invested in me, in my development. And I have to say that while there are many leaders that I try to embody some of the things I admire about them, I also had some leaders that kind of taught me what I didn't want to be as a leader. And experience comes from all over. You may not realize it in the moment, but you can look back and see how those people have shaped your life and really influenced you. So I rely on an external and internal support system on a daily basis. I may be the one standing up talking about our company's successes, much like today, but really it's our employees that take us to the next level. It's their energy and dedication to continuous improvement that are, at the end of the day, what carries us across that finish line. Our diversity in backgrounds, experiences, and perspectives make us stronger. Speaking of diversity, I was one of only 3 women in my graduating class. And I have to say that I felt proud of the hard work, and I felt like I really brought my A game to school every day. But there were some days where I would look around and go, gosh, I'm the only girl. So I applaud the College of Engineering's real focus in diversity, equity, and inclusion. And yes, we see it here on campus, and we're starting to see it in our workforce and how that's really impacted. And as I look around the room today, and even our speakers, many more than 3 women in the room. So we can't be experts in every aspect of our business, right? But we can build a diverse team with unique experiences that create that holistic understanding of what it takes to get the job done. And this is much like my relationship with my training partner. I taught her how to do flip turns in the pool, and she taught me how to change a flat tire that I hope I never have to do. But I think if we're open-minded and we're accepting of coaching and really invite different approaches, ultimately that's what allows us to perform at our highest level. So my personal mission statement is to be a heart-forward leader who inspires our team toward a common vision by investing in people and bringing them together to create a culture of engagement where people thrive and we can reach our full potential. I think it's important to be guided by the numbers and to lead with heart. I think probably guiding by numbers is probably something that comes very natural to all of us engineers. In a half Ironman, I mentioned that the magic number was 70.3. As I alluded to earlier, it's important to have a goal in mind, to have a plan to achieve that goal, and to have mitigating strategies in place for whatever may come along the way. Might get a flat tire, might get stung by a jellyfish. And going through the race, I could just focus on my strokes per minute. I could think about my power exertion or my overall pace. But that would only take me so far. That would be missing the inspiration. It wouldn't be as fulfilling as a race that's inspired not just by my own hard work and success, but by the hard work and success of the other athletes around me. For me, one of the best parts of the race is to cheer for other athletes. Everyone's struggling with the mental aspect of finishing an endurance race. So it's those little moments of connection and inspiration, whether I'm giving it or receiving it, that help me stay positive. I had a race in Santa Cruz, California, where I was kind of jogging the last couple of miles of the race, and I came up on a guy who had started to walk. So I just started cheering for him. Hey, come on, you can do it, And the guy started jogging with me, and we ended up finishing the race together. It was really, really a great way to finish that race. So those moments of truth, connection, and inspiration, I think are particularly important when our customers and our employees are facing unique challenges. Triathlon's an endurance sport, much like business. We can't get so focused on this quarter's earnings that we lose sight of the big long-term picture. We can't sacrifice our long-term relationships with key stakeholders just to get those short, quick wins. So last year, we had the opportunity to refresh our values through an employee-centric process. So we asked our employees, what kind of company would you be proud to work for? and we incorporated that feedback into our values. We describe these values as our DNA because they really are the genetic building blocks of everything we do. And our values reflect not only who we are today, but who we want to be, so they're aspirational. I think it was very timely to have gone through this process right before the pandemic. It was an opportunity for us to be aligned as a leadership team and to really know what kind of company we want to be that helped guide our decisions throughout this pandemic. When you lead from a foundation of values, it helps you to understand that treating employees and customers with dignity and respect is not just a priority when it doesn't conflict with the bottom line. It's a core consideration in everything we do. I'm proud to say that UNS provides a workplace that's based on these values, including safety, operational excellence, continuous learning, sustainability, an appreciation of diversity, and a strong ethical core. This serves our employees, who can then bring their best selves to work, and as well, it serves our customers, who benefit from our engaged, motivated workforce. So I'd like to end with a few quick takeaways. First is to lead with heart. Know your values and stick to them. Surround yourself with good people and support them in your process. I was so fortunate to have great people around me to support me, mentor me, and push me. And it wasn't always easy, but with that support, I was able to face those challenges head on. Leading with heart means having empathy and embracing vulnerability. People want to follow leaders who truly care about them and put others first. Be humble. Failing an electromagnetics class is certainly a lesson in humility. Okay, because of grading on the curve, I didn't actually fail the class, but I felt like I was failing the entire semester. I'm sure all of you can relate. But it was a humbling experience, and humility is at the core of my leadership style. Have fun. At TEP, we like to say, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. If you're really doing something that you're passionate about, it should really be a fun and pleasurable experience. And lastly, I'll say, remember that when things get tough, just don't stop. Bear down. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan, for sharing some great advice. I promise I will keep your favorite college a secret. And we'll also look for those Wildcat engineers in the future. To our students in the group, Susan gave some outstanding advice in her career journey. Pay attention to the data and the numbers, lead with your heart, and don't stop. So thank you, Susan, very much. We have a few companies here today that I would like to recognize as they've generously hosted tables so that their employees can enjoy this event. McCarthy Building Companies and Rainbird, would those tables stand up? I'd also like to acknowledge my predecessors that are here today. I'm not sure if everyone is here, but I believe in the room, and I'll ask you to stand up. We have former Deans Bill Cozart. We know we have Tom Peterson, Jeff Goldberg, who was also interim provost at the University of Arizona, and Larry Head, interim dean. Would you all stand up? I'd like to thank and recognize our engineering student club leadership. Any of our students and student leaders, please stand up so we can recognize you're really why we are here today. I'd like to thank our College of Engineering faculty and emeritus faculty to please stand so we can recognize your contributions to what we do every day. And I'd finally like to ask our volunteers and our staff members of the college that are here in attendance today to please stand up. You are the glue that keeps us going. Please, all staff members and volunteers of this event, stand up to be recognized. And I'd like to thank all of our students that attended and missed class today with permission. So we're glad that you're here. So now it's time to do what we've always done in the tradition, is to recognize our various class members. This is homecoming, and we're here to celebrate our alumni that come back to this campus and do so much for us. It's really a highlight of being a dean, is to engage, well, students, faculty, staff, but our alumni are really a fantastic group, and I've enjoyed getting to know so many in the last 2 years. So I'd like to recognize us by sort of years and classes. So we'll start off with our most recent grads. Would anyone that graduated between 2011 and 2021 please stand? You are our most recent graduates. We're really glad that you came back. We know you're busy and starting your careers, and we're grateful for you to come back and keep this homecoming tradition alive. We'll go kind of a large group now. With those that have graduated between 1972 and 2010, please stand. I know that's a lot of you. I'm really glad that you made it back. That spans quite an era from those that are, mid-career and rising to those that have risen to great heights and they're possibly even retired already. We're really glad that you're here, and I'm grateful for you to coming back. So now we'll try to see who's kind of one of our more senior people. Before we do that, let me recognize a special class. This is the 50th reunion of our classes of 1970 and 71. So all that graduated in that period, please stand. Wow. A real hearty congratulations on your 50th reunion at the University of Arizona. We're really grateful that you're here with us, and that is quite a milestone. So thank you very much. We're going to take a group photo of our reunion class when we're done, so don't disappear. Okay, so now, anyone who has graduated before 1970, please stand and remain standing for a moment. So please stand. Anyone prior to 1970? We are really glad that you're here. If you graduated between 1959 and 1969, please be seated. Otherwise, remain standing. Okay. So now we have our more senior graduates, and we have a few still standing. If you graduated between 1953 and 1958, please be seated. Pre-1953, remain standing. So I believe we have standing, I know we have Jack, and is Rudy Jimenez here? Where are you, Rudy? Okay, so I want to congratulate Jack, class of 1951, and Rudy, class of 1950, for being here today. Thank you so much. I'd also like to acknowledge another alum from a similar era. Janet Evans is here today. Janet is a proud alumnus of this college, and along with Dave Evans, a graduate, well, she's an alum of the university, not of the College of Engineering, but her husband, Dave Evans, was a loyal engineering grad. They always attended the homecoming. Unfortunately, we lost Dave this year, but Janet is here today carrying on the tradition. Janet, we're glad you're here. I don't know where you are. Stand up if you would. Aw. Thank you for coming, Janet. I'd like to recognize a special group of alums and friends of this college that really help provide the resources so we can do the things that we do to support our students and our faculty. So I'd like to ask the Da Vinci Circle. The Da Vinci Giving Circle is a circle for the College of Engineering in which our supporters make annual contributions to the unrestricted fund that I use to do all the things that advance this college's mission, including scholarships and support of faculty. Please stand to be recognized if you are a supporter of the Da Vinci Circle. Thank you very much for your contributions. I'd also like to recognize our Hall of Fame members. Hall of Fame members are those that have helped shape the evolution of this college and define its character. They've shown exceptional achievement in their careers and service, and I believe we have a few Hall of Fame members with us today. If you're in the Engineering Hall of Fame, please stand so we can recognize your many contributions. Thank you. Well, we started the morning with Suresh Shaharji, and she is now going to come back and give our student address. Suresh is a senior studying electrical and computer engineering with a minor in economics. She has served on the Engineering Student Council for the last 3 years. Suresh started out as a full council member and progressed into leadership roles, last year as Director of Administration and this year as President. She has also mentored close to 15 freshman engineering students through the Engineering Peer Mentors program over the last 3 years. Suresh has experience working in industry as well. Last summer she interned at Honeywell Aerospace, and this summer she worked at Lockheed Martin as a software engineering intern. She shared that it has been incredibly rewarding to give back to the engineering program that has aided her in her successes to date. Suresh, please come to the stage.
I think I'm the shortest one here. Thank you so much for having me. For the closing remarks, I wanted to share why I became an engineer or became an engineering student. First and foremost, I remember evenings at family dinners. When I sat around the table listening to my work stories of my uncles, I always had such fascination in my eyes. Growing up with my cousins and uncles being successful engineers, I always had the career to look up to, but never the female model. I strive to be the role model that I sought when I was younger. My path to engineering began when I was 10 years old and just starting to work on computers and discovering how applications work. From elementary school, I had the most basic experience and exposure to computers, and that is where my fascination for them started. My early education emphasized creative thinking, problem solving, and team building. Looking back, that was preliminary engineering training. As first-generation American and college student, I was taught the importance of hard work, perseverance, and being assertive about my future. My parents, they provided me with unconditional support so I can achieve my goals and attend college and study whatever it was that I wanted to desire. And so I applied to be an electrical and computer engineering major. My motive to become an engineer stemmed from being able to work on the most innovative technologies and bring them to the market. And of course, my childhood dream of bringing Iron Man technologies to reality so I could throw holograms and things across the room. The University of Arizona Electrical and Computer Engineering program has the best of both worlds, providing the perfect blend of software and hardware courses so that I can work in aerospace, automotive, and technology industries, just as I always wanted. I've been able to learn from the most esteemed and brilliant professors, including the person I like to call a celebrity professor, who helped create JPEG 2000. I hope that he's here today, Dr. Marcelin. I wanted to go into the world and make it a better place with the technological innovations and solutions I get to work on. I can tell my 10-year-old self I'm doing just that. My start in technology started from Microsoft products, and I have been able to receive a gracious offer of employment from them. I wanted to work on the best engineering invention ever, airplanes, putting people into the air. I am extremely lucky to have been able to work and develop on the software that has been installed on those airplanes and helicopters that put both our men and women in service as well as civilians into the air and help them travel and land safely at their destinations. I wanted to work on cars, make my dream car into reality, create the true luxurious experience for everyone, and omit crashes, emissions, and congestion, the 000 initiative. And I'm very excited to share that I have accepted an offer to be a software engineer at General Motors, expecting to start next summer. It's a true full circle of events for me. I credit all of this success and my phenomenal experiences to the support I've received from my peers, professors, and most importantly, this college. I found my final motivation to study engineering at this university. It was here where my path to engineering was solidified, as I'm sure it was the case for many of you. Sitting in the introduction to engineering lecture, I knew I was exactly where I was meant to be. I was excited, I was inspired. I sat next to my peers thinking, I can do this, I want to do this. I chose engineering because I'm captivated and inspired by every aspect of it. I chose to be an engineer unknowingly a long time ago, and my commitment continues to this day. It is no secret that it takes more than an initial fascination to become an engineer. It takes constant commitment on your part, dedication, grit, perseverance, to ensure that you're doing the most to your ability and believing it out on all of the floor. And most importantly, having the best support system to help you grow and develop yourself both academically and professionally. Fortunately, we found that here at this college. Here at the University of Arizona College of Engineering, we bear down to solve big problems. We engineer our success, we launch our careers, we design our future. Only here will you find truly infinite possibilities and endless opportunities. No matter where we go or what we do, there are challenges ahead of us. What I'm asking from each one of you and from myself is to meet those challenges and embrace them and really keep your head held up high and have a will to reinvent the future. It is not enough to try to simply get by in life. That doesn't move the world forward. You must try to excel in everything that you do, strive for excellence in every task, large or small. It has been the most rewarding experience being able to give back to the engineering program that aided in all of my success so far. Thank you so much for the opportunity, support, and growth, University of Arizona. You truly are the best. And thank you all for attending this year's annual homecoming celebration. I hope you all have a safe and wonderful homecoming weekend, and always to remember to bear down. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Suresh. I would not be surprised if I see you back here sometime as an awardee recipient. You're off to a great start, so thank you. That does bring us to the end of our program. It seems to have been a quick morning with all the celebrations. I'm really proud to celebrate and honor all our awardees today, an outstanding group of representatives of this college, and we're grateful for that. It's wonderful to see everyone here. I look forward to the 59th annual breakfast next year. I want to thank everybody. We have the tailgate. You're all welcome to come to that at the lawn tomorrow to continue this weekend of celebration. Thank you for coming. Have a wonderful day. Go Cats and bear down. I will ask our celebrants for the 50th anniversary to please assemble up here. We're going to take a group photo, but as you say your farewells, migrate back up to the front. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.